It is Monday morning, 7:30, day 39, and we chain smoked cigarettes and drank beer till midnight last night. We're having a rough time right now.
Day 37 is very, very cold and windy. We camped last night outside the little town of Oquaca. We stopped in to get a little breakfast. We're all fueled up. We're gonna try and push like 35, 36 miles today and hopefully set ourselves up for a day with a river angel tomorrow. We'll see how far we get. We do have a crosswind all day today, so it will depend on how bad that is and if we have to pull off a little earlier, but it should be a very cold one. Give you a little story about what happened to these gloves last night. We walked into town, about a 30-minute walk to a pub called Mama's. It's an awesome spot, all you can eat salad bar. They were really, really kind. They loved our story and they even offered to drive us back to the campsite that we had. They wanted to dry our gloves for us because they're soaking wet from the day, so they gave them to one of their kids to run next door to throw into the dryer. Turns out after like 2.5 hours, us eating, chatting with the owners, everything, they run the gloves back over to us. They're soaking wet. The kid put them in the washer, not the dryer. So we have drenched gloves today, and it's very, very, very cold, really windy, so it's gonna be a bit of a pain. Definitely not ideal, but the owners were amazing. They gave us gloves and koozies and like pens and everything like that. So yeah, if you're ever in the town of Oquaca, make your way to Mama's Pub.
Get the salad bar.
Yeah, get the salad bar. It's been a chilly, windy day, but we've got a little break from the wind from that levee. It's about 2 o'clock. We have about 11 miles left. We've decided to kind of push it to our 26-mile point for the day, which is going to be a campsite, which leaves us with only a 31-mile day the following day to get to a river angel and dry everything, so we should be totally fine. Everything is wet at the moment though, and it is going to get cold tonight, so we're really looking forward to that. Day 38. We're at this cool closed campground. We took advantage last night outside the city of Dallas City, which is not really a city, it's a really small town. Last night we managed to order some pizza, went to a little bit of a dive bar and just kind of hung out, talked with some locals. Fun little afternoon. And now we've got about 31 miles to do with a small headwind, so shouldn't be too bad. And then the headwind does turn into a tailwind, but still it's nothing. It's like 8 kilometers an hour in the afternoon. So we gotta stay with a river angel tonight in the town of Alexandria.
All right, we're just pulling into Fort Madison. We passed the penitentiary and went right under the largest swing bridge in America. I don't know if that's true. Some guy at a bar told us that last night. I haven't fact checked that, but he seemed pretty reliable. And now we're looking at Fort Madison, so we're gonna go and check it out. It is Monday morning, 7:30, day 39, and we chain smoked cigarettes and drank beer till midnight last night. We're having a rough time right now. We were in Alexandria, and with Keaton, Colton, and their wives. We had a big feast. We hung out. We watched alt 2000s music videos all night. It was just an awesome night. We're definitely paying the consequences for it this morning though. We're probably gonna do 36 miles-ish. We've got our sights set on an island, and that's the plan today. But it's gonna be a slow one for sure.
So we're just upriver of Lock and Dam 20. Unfortunately, there's a barge in there, and most days we're able to portage around, but there's a few like this one that it's impossible to walk around. There's just too many obstructions. So we're stuck waiting 45 minutes. Now, if the water levels were a little bit higher, there is better options. So our canoe's just on the Mississippi bank right here, and then we could portage to where we're standing right now and make our way to this overflow canal.
The overflow canal is too low in water right now. It's really muddy as well, so we're not sure how far it'll run that we're actually able to be in the canoe. But it goes for about a mile and then leads back into the Mississippi. So if the water levels were better, we might be able to, but for now, we're stuck waiting 45.
We're gonna try and be productive with this extra time and set up a little fire, warm up a bit, maybe make some food. This is the biggest barge we've seen. We've seen them push 15 before. This is actually 16. So if you look, he's got one on his right side there. So he'll have 5 rows, 3 wide, and then 1 on his hip. So that's the most we've seen. So that's the biggest they go.
All right, we just pulled into a campsite. It was kind of getting late and it's supposed to rain tonight, so we're just kind of looking on the riverbank to see if we could find anywhere flat. We came across this spot here just because there was like a white barrel in the woods, so we thought, someone's been here before, so it might be decent. So that's what we're doing. Now we're just gonna set up our shelter. We're gonna put a tarp up tonight just because we're supposed to get a lot of rain. And then we're gonna cook some food and go to bed early tonight for sure. We got pretty cocky last night with our shelter. We thought it was pretty legit. We woke up this morning and our tent still got a little wet, so not as bad probably as it could have been, but it's still snowing and kind of raining, so it's that kind of snow rain mixture that just kind of gets in everything. We're gonna go into Hannibal today to see the Mark Twain Museum and his childhood home, I think. Then we're gonna reassess the game plan because we definitely have to stop a little early to try and dry our stuff. So yeah, we're not too sure where we're gonna stop today. Just pulled over after the lock and thought there was a fire here. We don't know who started it. We're not sure if it was someone's camp. There's like a giant tree that was probably on fire at one point. We're gonna use it to warm up our hands, but we're pretty confused. We started thinking that maybe that fire was the one of the other guys that's on the river with us, Jordan. He's the guy in the kayak. We thought maybe that he had passed us or something like that without us seeing him. Maybe late last night when we had pulled over, maybe he had gone by us. So we just gave him a call and it wasn't him. So I don't know, there might be another couple paddlers out here. We're not too sure, but we're on the case. We're gonna try and figure it out. Now there's some real pressure.
Here we go.
It's got me.
This punch was open for happy hour.
Oh! Yay!
All right, we landed in Hannibal, Missouri, and we got picked up by a river angel, and they're the absolute best. So he's got like a dedicated, basically a small apartment in his apartment complex dedicated to paddlers. So that's where we are now. I'll give you a little tour. So in here we've got all our stuff hanging up to dry. Everything we had got pretty wet last night, so it's an absolute blessing to be able to dry it. And this is our room. Yeah, right. He doesn't even know how to read, that guy. So he made this like little art piece on the wall here with the old plaster. He kept it and then turned the plaster into the Mississippi River. It's pretty neat. That's where we are right here. And then we also met a couple guys at a bar tonight, and one of them owned a restaurant, so he told us to stop by for breakfast tomorrow morning. He's going to give us a meal on the house too. So Hannibal's been really, really, really good to us, so really happy to be here.
On the next episode, the boys land in St. Louis and lock through for one last time.
There it is, lock number 26. That's the last one for us on the whole trip.